Hello, good night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Coffee Talk. If you didn't see last episode, you can watch it right here, including the playlist of Coffee Talk. It is night as usual, or at least when I upload this. So if you are watching this in the night, please, if you need to go to sleep, go to sleep. Try to go to sleep, if you already didn't succeed, just when you feel sleepy, go to sleep, because it's better for you that way, obviously. Sleep is very important. But anyways, welcome back to the Evening Whispers. And today it's Friday, October 2nd, 2020. The Evening Whispers is with the people for stricter gun laws. Okay. New healthier Fury sedative might be available sooner. That's good. Action video game Rising Hell blamed for violence in school. That's a bold claim. Welcome. Hey, Baileys. Good evening, Mr. Baileys. Evening. Am I the first customer tonight? You are. That's new. I think I'm giving him like a little bit of a high elf voice, like, a little bit of, how do you say it? Freya's not here? A little bit more formal or something, because he's elf, though he doesn't care about the elven tradition, he still sounds like it, She said she coming later tonight, got something to do with meeting someone, fellow writer friends. Why not to do it here? It's her favorite place, right? Her friends have visited this place from time to time, just not as much as her. Writers gathering, huh? I wonder what writers talk about when they're hanging out. I've known them for some years now. She has this habit, If she said they're friends, means they're just hanging out normally. But if she said they were writer friends, they're probably talking about work, either giving each other feedback on their latest drafts, or sharing and validating ideas. Interesting. They even use code words for meeting up. Oh, it's not like that. She doesn't even realize that's what she says. I just picked up on it. That's even more interesting. Are you always so observant? It's part of the job. Why is that? People come here every day. Some of them aren't as talkative as others, but their body language can be loud and clear. It can tell you a lot of things. Whether they need a friendly ear or just want to be alone. It applies to what they're ordering as well. Because, sometimes what people want is not what they need. That's deeper than I would have thought. So, what are you reading from me right now? I won't say. Why? That would break the charm. The hell was that? I guess I can say this much. Whatever I say or do to our customers, it's always related to what I'm getting from their body language. Including our interaction now? Including our interaction now. Man, now I see why you didn't want to share. Even that was enough to make me feel like I'm naked in front of you. By the way, I haven't ordered anything. What are you having tonight? Hot chocolate with ginger and cinnamon. I heard that's a good drink for a bitter heart. Hot chocolate with ginger and cinnamon. Bitter heart, yes. 2 seconds. And I'm back. Sorry, I had to do a little thing. Here you go. You're a pretty romantic person, Spending extra time decorating this drink? Only for special people and special drinks. Say, Ticho, tell me about yourself. What do you want to know? Anything. How old are you? Old enough to open a coffee shop? Oh man. I guess I should say sorry for asking that. It's alright. But that's the only answer I can give. Now you're making me wonder what I should ask next. Well, I am 17 at the moment of recording this. At the moment that it comes online, I'm also 17. What? Hello everyone. Why are you both looking at me like that. Freya, you look horrible. No, I don't. Yeah, you do. No, I don't. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to eco our dear barista. Yeah, you do. What happened? You'd be better asking what didn't happen, because the answer would be proper sleep and decent progress on my draft. You need to rest. And miss my deadline? Hell no. Sorry, Baileys. I won't be able to keep you company, because I have to finish this thing. And for that, I need a whole hell of a lot of espresso. Are you sure about that? You really should just rest. Get something to help you sleep. Espresso, please. Okay. Here you go. I don't want to do this. You really need to have a rest, Freya. Just give me the damned espresso. Okay. This'll keep me from falling asleep. How was the meeting? It was pretty good. I got a lot of good advice. But that also means things, and not small numbers of them, mind you, need to be rewritten. Oh. It's not that bad. Rewriting is the part of the process. It's just I'm going to my casual corner. Thank you for the coffee. I might make it through the night. She looks horrible. She does. But don't worry about her. She'll finish it. This isn't the first time she's acted like this. No. But this time she takes the bar pretty high. So, what brings you here today? I'm not even sure myself. I had no plans tonight, and this place just came to mind, out of the blue. I'll have to thank your subconsciousness then. I guess you should. I was about to say, is Lua gonna come in? And it really is Lua. Not sure whether I think it or not though. Hi Lua. Hi Baileys. How you first. I was just going to ask you, how are you doing? I'm fine, thanks. How about you? I'm good, yeah. I think I need to order something first. Oh, of course. Go ahead. Hi, Tycho. What are you having this evening, Miss Lua? Gingerbread coffee, please. Do we even know how to make that? Probably not. Ginger latte. Gingerbread coffee. No. First, let's look at the evening whispers. Happily ever after. Ever after. Ever after. Part 1. Okay. By Freya Fatima. Holy Christ, this is a big story. And this is part 1? Oh, okay. Do I want to grow old with you? No, I don't want to do that. But do I want to be with you? Here in this moment, stuck in eternal limbo, in an infinite loop of this exact hour forever? Hell yeah, I do. That's probably the last time Romeo remembers having a really meaningful conversation with Juliet. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Dear readers, just like any older story, this also has a beginning. And it begins with an introduction. Romeo is a young man of 20. He comes from a quite conservative, but not yet out of touch family. In other words, they're just like almost every other family in the world. He hates the name his parents gave him, and he hates it even more knowing that his life so far is fulfilling all the cliches of his fictional namesake's falling in love with a girl named Juliet is really just the icing on the cliche cake. Juliet is a young woman of 20. She also comes from a quite conservative but not yet out of touch family. In other words, they're also just like almost every other family in the world. She loves the name her parents gave her, although she hates the fact that her life so far is fulfilling half the cliches of her fictional namesakes. Falling in love with a boy named Romeo is unfortunate, but she has no plans to die stupidly over it. Both of them study at the same university, and they're definitely not the type of people who would naturally choose to be friends. Fate, however, in form of a hip young lecturer with an over-enthusiasm for assigning group projects and an unfortunate sense of humor, is what brings them together. A simple group assignment is what introduces our young Romeo and Juliet to each other. Even after their first fated meeting and the many more meetings required to finish the assignment, there's no sign that Romeo means anything more to Juliet than a friendly acquaintance. She's spent a lot of time in the library with, nor honestly does she mean that much more to him. In fact, after she made an ill-judged joke about the library elephant in the room, she probably means significantly less. But as time goes on, and as the group assignments keep going without the lecturer ever assigning new partners, Romeo and Juliet become closer. They both begin to see things in the other that they hadn't noticed before. Though for Romeo, the fact is rather frightening. How could I fall for somebody like her? And named Juliet, no less? I can't accept it. My mind is just playing tricks on me, again and again. Around and around, his thoughts chase themselves whenever he sees her. Oh my god, we're 1/5 of the way? Okay, long episode this is gonna be. The day is Monday, and Romeo has a class he needs to attend. However, something is different. Normally a relatively anxious fellow, he finds going to a class requires a lot of willpower. Today, however, he finds himself hurrying to get there. He knows why, of course, but he refuses to admit it to himself quite yet. The first thing Romeo does when he opens the door is to look at a specific table, the table where Juliet always sits. To his unacknowledged disappointment, the table is empty. Fuck, mutters Romeo under his breath. He doesn't curse because Juliet is not there. Of course, rather he curses because noticing this was the first thing he did upon entering the room. After sitting in his usual place, Romeo reopens his book and begins reading. Every time someone opens the door, Romeo turns immediately to look and quietly whisper a curse. Again, he is not cursing because he is disappointed it is not Juliet who enters. He is cursing because he turned to look a few minutes before the class begins. Juliet finally arrives, announcing herself and her friend with a braying laugh as she does. That sound used to be one of the most annoying sounds in the world, at least as far as Romeo was concerned. But today it brings a small smile to his face. Fuck, cursed Romeo again after he realized he just smiled at the sound. Is Romeo in love? He probably is, but he doesn't want to admit that. Falling in love with Juliet is dangerous, extremely dangerous. They come from completely different backgrounds. They have different skin colors and they worship different gods. He has no problem with interracial relationships. Of course he doesn't. But he never expected it to happen to him. This simply will not do. I need to talk to you. Romeo looks up. Juliet is standing over his table. Her jaw is set but her eyes are worried. And he completely forgets all about his own problems. What's up? He asks. Can you keep a secret? It's really important. Sure, I guess I can. Good enough, because I really need someone to talk to. So Juliet sits down and begins telling her story to Romeo. She talks about the problems she's been facing over the past few months, how they affect her study, about how he's not the first person she talked to about this, on. And Romeo listens to every word. Eventually, Juliet stops talking and sits quietly. Romeo thinks that she looks somehow lighter than she did before she began talking. He doesn't know how to react to what she told him. He tries giving her some advice, really stupid advice, he thinks, as soon as he said it. But he believes it's probably much better than just listening and nodding and watching her walk away. He doesn't think he wants her to walk away from him. He thinks about this. One thing is for sure, Juliet trusts Romeo as a friend. They've shared a secret now, even though Juliet has shared the same secret with others before him. This still makes Romeo happy, so damn happy. How pathetic am I, being happy because someone I like came and told me she is not? Romeo thinks, and then shakes his head like a dog before off water. His head like a dog shaking off water. Sorry. After sharing everything she had wanted to share, Juliet starts talking about lighter topics soon. They are joking freely. The dark mood of earlier almost completely dissipated. Just before Juliet leaves, Romeo asks her something. Why did you tell me all of that? Well, I don't really know. I think I can trust you. And you're one of those rare few people who can talk to people directly without sugarcoating everything. It's refreshing, she shrugs. I guess that's why. What Juliet said is true, but Romeo finds it amusing that even though he normally speaks directly to everyone he knows, he can't do that with Juliet. He is not himself when she's around, or so he believes. After that conversation, Romeo falls even more helplessly in love with Juliet. It's stupid, he thinks, as someone who rarely falls so hard for anyone, but Juliet is driving him crazy, and the fact that she makes him feel the closest thing to love he's felt in years, yet a big wall of cultures, norms, and other societal traditions stand between them, hurts him even more. That is, of course, if Juliet is even into him anyway. As weeks go by, Juliet and Romeo become closer. They start telling each other stories more often, but all of these stories are limited to their courses, their friends, and anything at all besides their feelings for each other. She's not into me, she's just an extrovert. She's friendly with everyone, Romeo keeps thinking. And it's when he is thinking about that suddenly Juliet comes and sits at his table. So, you said you want to tell me something? It's true. He has already sent a message to Juliet telling her he wanted to talk about something. Oh wow, diving straight in. It's nothing all that important actually, says Romeo. Come on, it's not like you to be so indirect about things. What's wrong with you, boyo? Romeo actually called Juliet to talk about her attitude recently. She's been weird, at least in Romeo's eyes, and it feels like she's getting farther away, removing herself from many student activities she'd usually partake in. Juliet answers all his questions, all his thoughts and concerns about how she seems to be removing herself from all the outside activities. She manages to shrug off or easily explain, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm obsessing over every single thing she does. Oh, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm obsessing over every single thing she does, thinks Romeo, while a pit opens up in his gut at the thought. Is that all? Anything else you want to say? She questions him. Fair is fair, after all. Do you know that I used to like you? The words come out of Romeo's mouth, out of the blue. He's horrified. Even as he recognizes that it's a lie. He still likes her now. He doesn't even know why he decided to confess his feelings right at this random moment. Never mind why he confessed with half a lie. It wasn't planned at all. But when he heard Juliet say, "Anything else?" Well, it's definitely one thing Romeo has been planning to say to Juliet for the last few thousand eons. Or as normal humans measure time, since around 8 months ago. Juliet shows a flash of surprise and then says, "No, I had no idea at all. Why?" "Why, there was." "Why do you like me? Or did you like me? I mean, there must be a reason." "Oh, of course there is." Romeo opens his mouth to tell her and pauses. He blinks slowly and closes his mouth again. "Or not, I don't know. I think there is, but I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'm talking gibberish." Juliet does not respond to that. Romeo doesn't even dare to look at her directly, but he can see out of the corner of his eye that she looks dumbfounded. He takes a breath and opens his mouth again, hoping for a lightning strike, divine inspiration, or instant death. He isn't picky. Okay. I see you as a really strong person, okay? You have a big girly side, but you're also a really strong, independent person. Okay, I get that girly part, but what makes you think I'm strong? Well, just look at how you work with all of your assignments and organizations. I definitely could never deal with everything as well as you do ever. Oh, come on, everybody has something they're good at. You can do things I can't. That's pretty normal, you know? I know, but still, I'm not sure that's probably what attracts me to you the most. When he says that, Romeo tries looking at Juliet. Just for a moment he saw a twitch of a smile on her lips, but dared not even hope. He ascribes it as imagination instead. So what's the next question then? What? I'm beginning to see words. So what's next then? Asks Juliet. To be honest, I don't know. I said this because I can't keep hiding it forever. I need to say it to you, even though I know it's impossible for me to ask you out, considering all the differences between us. Juliet pauses. Oh, of course. You don't need to say anything, though. I just need to get it out of my system. That's all I wanted to say. Well, okay, then I have something else to do. You don't have anything more to say, right? Yes, no, that's all. Juliet nods and says goodbye, then quickly walks away. After Juliet leaves, Romeo lets out a heavy... Good work there. That's one hell of a lot of old garbage I just let go. And a whole hell of a lot new garbage I replace it with. Here's an interesting fact about our Romeo. During the whole conversation, he hadn't been able to keep himself from shaking. It's an old habit that he just can't let go of. To his relief, they'd been sitting during the whole conversation, so he could hide his tremor. Still, even though he feels intense relief after telling Juliet about his feelings, his hands are still trembling. He has to wait a couple of minutes before he can walk away himself. So now, after Romeo's long-awaited but ultimately useless confession, what's next for Juliet and her Romeo? Funnily enough, neither she nor Romeo ever mentioned it again. At least not to each other. Romeo did eventually tell some of his friends about his feelings for Juliet. But what about Juliet? Romeo didn't know anything about how she was coping with this revelation. He expected that she'd probably told some of her friends, and he had told his. But that doesn't even matter, he tells himself. We're not meant for each other anyway. Watching from the outside, nothing seems to change between them. They still talk about their classes, about their friends, about shows they've watched and books they've read. But they never ever mention again the time when Romeo revealed his feelings to Juliet. At first, Romeo had thought that confessing his feelings would mean letting go of a big boulder inside his heart. As it turned out, it only transformed the boulder into a restless rock monster asking for more. Eventually, he realizes letting Juliet know about his feelings isn't enough. He needs to have her. He wants to hold her tight. He wants to stare into her eyes and tell her he loves her to Pluto and back. He wants to hear her say, I love you too. He wants to kiss her. He wants to run away with her to a place where no one cares about their differences and just sees them as a cute couple in love. He wants to do all good things in life together with her, and more than anything on this earth, he simply wants her. The feeling is killing him. How could she be acting normally after that revelation? Does it mean his feelings mean nothing to her at all? The peak of his emotions comes one day when our hero is falling asleep. Suddenly his body is drenched in sweat. His heart beats too fast and his thoughts only run to one thing, Juliet. He wants, nothing so Prozac. He needs Juliet. He doesn't care about anything else. About the traditions, about their families, about anything. There's only one thing he needs to do tomorrow, and that is to confess his feelings again to Juliet. This time, however, he is going to ask her out. If she feels the same way, he will ask her to just give it a try and fight the world together. He resolves that he is going to take a leap of faith, and it will be the first thing he does the next time they meet. To be continued. I swear, I think I saw that we started this on 12 minutes, I think, this story, and it's now 27 minutes recording. Holy! I'm getting better at reading stories. I really want to do something with reading stories and not just reading text. I really want to read certain stories. I don't know. Maybe I should look for a job for like... And this is just a personal thought, you know? But maybe I should look for a job that I can help blind people and just read everything for them, you know? I mean, if you see it like this, I think that could actually be something I could be pretty good at, right? It could be. For the next 3 years, I'm working a certain job in the building and maintenance industry, in the building industry. So yeah. And after that, I also need to stay a year because they obviously had me as a student, and now I have to work for them for 1 or 2 years. So that's fine. 2 seconds, please. Let me drink something, and also don't forget to hydrate yourself while we're at it. I mean, I must admit, right? Like, I have been doing many like voice things, you know, voice acting kind of things, as we do in these episodes. And I'm thinking about, this is not something for this episode. This is something for GTA Taxi or something like that. Anyways, gingerbread coffee, please. So that's probably coffee. And then cinnamon and ginger and cinnamon. Maybe? Gingerbread. I mean, bread is... No. Gingerbread coffee. Oh my god. Here it is. Thank you. My grandma used to make this drink for me. It reminds me so much of her. It reminds me of when I was growing up with my family. How's work? It's going pretty okay. You? I'm not taking any new jobs at the moment because, well, you know. Yeah, I get it. You have enough in your savings, right? That's a very Lua thing to ask. But yeah, I do. Thanks to that last annoying job, it went well in the end. It kinda did. They paid me one time at least. And the pay was amazing. How long are you planning to take a break for? I don't know. Until my problems are settled, I guess. And what problems are those? I'll tell you this, but don't tell anyone, okay? Not even Tycho, who is standing in front of us? Not even Tycho. Okay. So there's this girl, I love her. We've been going out for a few years, but I'm not really sure where we stand now. How can you not be sure? We had an argument about a week ago. It wasn't anything new, but somehow things escalated uncontrollably. Why is that? I assume both of us were just tired, just knowing we're fighting against centuries of tradition. We haven't really talked since our last fight. Leaving things unresolved is not a good idea. But I can't bring myself to start the conversation. Why? I'm not even sure about that. Pride, maybe? Or tiredness. Or knowing that chances are we won't be able to find the best solution for everyone anyway. Baileys, I have a question. Go ahead. What do you think she's feeling right now? To be honest, I don't know. She's not like me, that's for sure. Thankfully. Why? At least it won't affect her professional life that much. I'm glad I'm a freelancer. It means I can just take a break from work without so many problems. I'm not as professional as her, you see. I think you're wrong. Really? If I were her, which you are, I would find it difficult to live life as usual, but I'd put on a lot of masks just to hide the feelings I was going through. That sounds difficult and uncomfortable. It is. But a friend told me once, you gotta do what you gotta do. He must be a pretty cool guy. He is. Aww. What's next for us, Baileys? I don't know, Lua. I met some new people this week, including that supermodel. You knew? That girl in the corner told me. Yeah, including that supermodel. And how does that make you feel? Like a fool. What? He said a lot of things that I've been trying to avoid thinking about. A lot of truths. He's a bit like you know? Attitude-wise. You'd get along with him? Doubt it. Opposites attract, but similarities breed contempt. Ever heard that before? A lot. From a certain hipster elf. And after listening to that guy, what's your stance on, you know? Us? I'm not sure, Baileys. What about you yourself? Had any similar experiences this week? I have, in fact. You have met a vampire and I met a werewolf. What are the odds? What are the odds indeed? What did your werewolf say? Not much, to be honest. But he made a good point about the importance of family. Baileys, I know I've been stubborn about you wanting me to make peace with my family. And I know why that's very important for you. But Freya said something that kinda hit me hard. What was that? What was it? It was just using you as an excuse to escape my family. When I actually wanted to do that anyway, for myself. You know me, Baileys. I do. And you know how I feel uncomfortable with people leaving their families, which makes me an asshole, I guess. I get why you think that way, Lua. Blood is thicker than water. What should we do, Lua? Yes, Baileys? Please, let me leave my family. I'll try to get your family to accept me. That sounds like the easier thing to do after all. But you'll lose your immortality. You'll be an outcast among other elves. An outcast from a bunch of overly pretentious people sounds great. You'll live a long life, but you won't have the perfect health and perfect life that's the elven privilege, but it's not the perfect life without you. What if our relationship doesn't last? You'll have lost everything. You'll blame me. Lua, I will never blame you for anything. If we were talking about who I used to be, that guy would never have blamed himself. 100%, 100 reasons for why something failed, but never anything to do with him. But that won't happen with us. You know why? Because I've learned so many things by being with you for 10 years. It made me a better person, so you don't need to worry about any of that. Because right on, you're the most important part of my life. I don't even need an immortal life, because without you, it won't be a life worth living. Baileys, I believe in you. Damn. Lua. Baileys. I feel like we're living in a soap opera. Opera GX! Sorry. Sorry. That's very bad. It seems so. So, what's our plan? Tomorrow's Saturday. Are we going on a date? I'm going to my parents' place. Oh. And I want you to come with me. What? That's so sudden. Did you already have plans for tomorrow? Well, no. It's just, I'm not prepared to meet them. It'll be fine. You don't want to tell them about this first? It'll be alright. Well, they never forbade you from dating other races. They're not a big fan of elves, that much is true, but you can't prove them wrong. Okay, this could be a good first step. It is. It's set then. I don't know what'll happen tomorrow, but we can think about it. And anything else? Later. I'm with you on that. So, does that mean you don't mind me? I had my doubts, but I'm sure I can trust you. Lua, thank you. Are you still staying at Farron's house? Yeah. You're staying with me tonight. Huh? What about your roommate? She's away for the weekend, taking a long weekend getaway until Sunday night. Wait a second. Is Myrtle the roommate of Lua? Or is... No. Might be, right? Myrtle could be the roommate of Lua. Interesting. Fate is on our side, it seems. Hey, Tycho. Yes? We're leaving. Thank you so much for keeping up with us past week. The pleasure was mine. We're off then. See you. Thank you for coming. Aw, cute. Cutie cutesy. Freya. Hey, you look good again. Imagine that was this episode that she needed that espresso. That's a long time ago. That was pretty intense. Oh, you're back in the real world. I just pretended not to notice. They're like one of the main reasons why I'm writing this story. So I have to see their struggle through till the end. It's important for the writing, you know? That's gold. What? It's not like that. It's just that... Yeah, that was gold. I'm sorry. You look better than before though, for now. I can't tell you how I feel until it's done. And I don't... What? Oh. Uh-oh. That might be Gala. Whoa. Freya, get over here. This wolf? Is that him? I think so. Welcome, sir. Are you crazy? You can't treat a werewolf in a fury like a normal customer. Trust me, he must have his reason for coming here. You can relax, sir. Do you need anything? Something to calm you down, maybe? We have to remember Gala's fucking thing out of her head? Shit. Tea. Ginger milk. Right? No. Fuck. Coffee talk. Gala head. Shit. Come on. Tea, milk, ginger. That was it. No, tea, milk, ginger. I practically had it, okay. Here you go. Here's your... Jesus. Should calm him down. What the hell? Is that really him? After seeing the reaction to the drink, 100%. Well, whoever he is, he scared the living hell out of you and me. This place survived, thankfully, yes. But I think I need to close up shop early. Don't want to cause any more ruckus. And I need to clean up some of the mess anyway. Good idea. Can you get back all by yourself? I'll manage. Take care on your way. You'd be careful too. See you tomorrow. See you. Okay, holy shit. Huh? Okay. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to thank you so much for watching this Coffee Talk episode. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to click the notification bell and come back to my channel tomorrow, because now it's time to sleep, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to wish you all a very good night. Thank you so much for the support, and till next time. Good night. Good night.